Need to put my eyes on. Don't mind me over here putting eyes. Okay, great. Hello everybody, good morning. For the record, today is November 12th, I believe, Tuesday. November 12th. I can't believe we're already almost halfway through November. I need like something else, like the back of my hair. Oh, here it is. Hey Eva, how are you, sweet girl? Hi, Private I-70 or T-70. Does the hair go this way? I don't know. Hi, Janie. How are you feeling today, sweet girl? How you doing today, baby girl? Hi, Toria. Hi, Selena. Good morning, girl. We're gonna start brushing your teeth, washing our face. So let's get serious. Let's get serious, girl. Hello, everybody. So you're gonna hear a bit of an ASMR moment. But in the meantime, share this video, share this live to your family member, close friends, colleagues, coworkers, other bestie boos who you know. Come on, let's show. So in the meantime, I'm going to be brushing my teeth, okay? Hi, girl. What is? To clean out all the sinuses. Still not done. Oh, geez, I know. Oh, geez. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Gotta be good again. Oh, brother. There she goes. Brushing her teeth. Now we gotta brush his face, girl. So I haven't plucked my eyebrows in a really long time, so today I'm gonna have to go at them really well. Me AF. Tell us a story today. A story? Okay. Let's think of a story, girl. Give me some ideas, Anita. Give me some ideas of a story you want to hear. Hold on, my eyeball fell out. Well, I have to put the eye back in. Is it this eye? It's this eye. Okay. Tell me a story you want to hear, girl, and I'll give you all the stories. In the meantime, my mom... Girl, I don't want to talk about her. Girl, okay, well, anyway, what do you want to know about my mom? What do you want to know about her, girl? Hold on, I'm going to showcase my face wash and stuff. Like I do all the time, girl. Like I do all the time now these days. Cause we're trying to up the ante. So I use this. I use... Hold on, girl. I can't see the comments. Come over here scrolling away. Add this. Add this. Add these. I think that's it. That if we want. This if we want. Okay, girl. Back. So I kind of had everything. Oh, okay. There we go. I think I added everything. Let me know, girl, if you can see everything. But anyway. Not your mom. Birdie. A story about Birdie? Okay, girl, I'm using this product. Let me know if it's linked on the link tree, girl. Let me know. You want to know about Birdie? When you and Bird move in together. Well, okay. Okay. Let me brainstorm that one. It's lagging. It's lagging. Well, okay. Okay. Let me brainstorm that one. It's lagging. It's lagging. Okay, tell me if it's lagging now, okay? So you guys want to hear about me and Bird, it sounds like. Luna Lizzie, I love your new profile picture, girl. I love it, girl. I took off you guys off Wi-Fi, so let me know if it works better. Let me know, girl. And then the besties, yes. Okay, the besties want to know about a story about when me and Birdie moved in. Is that right? When me and Birdie moved in? So right now, girl, I'm using Anua. You're back. Yes, I'm back. Anita. Okay, Anita. Gabby G. Okay, girl. When me and Birdie moved in. Okay, let me remember. Let me go deep in my mind. Deep in my mind. Okay, let's see. April. Okay, in the meantime, I'm thinking over here. I'm thinking about the time. How old I was. What were we up to? Okay, girl, I think I have it. Good morning, Bestie. Hey, Bestie. How you doing, girl? Just here washing my face real good. Right now we're gonna pluck these eyebrows because my brows... You're just like... you're just... I woke up. You're like, I just woke up. I did. I'm not lying. It's the truth. Oh, about this moment, I know I'm hold on. That's cool, though. I like it. It gives me something to think about this morning. My bird. So my birdie and I moved in. Okay. All right, girl. The next product we're going to be talking about are the light... Oh my gosh, my eyeball keeps falling. Maybe I should wear different eyes. These just stick on like silicone. I have other pairs that actually stick together. Maybe I should use these instead. Hold on, girl. Let me switch out eyeballs or like headlamp caps. Because these are not working today, girl. Hold on. These are when you like wear a bra or something to support. And these are like sticky. I should probably put this on the showcase too. These are sticky. Yeah, girl. So these are not gonna fall for this kind of dress. Okay, we're set. These go in here along with the other pairs. Okay, so the next step that we're gonna use, girl, is the Meta Cube. Headlight caps, I know. And remember I had mentioned that the light exfoliation will help probably brighten our underarm dark circles or our armpits, our armpit darkness. So what we're gonna do is after I'm done spreading this all over my face, I'm gonna go in heavy on my armpit, going like downwards up, so it helps, like it's easier for me to hold it like this, downwards up. The other side, downwards up, to just help brighten my underarms too. Oops. Okay, there we go. All right, now the next step. Yeah, girl, have you drank your coffee? 66%, yes. 33%, no. Girl, get your coffees out and get your waters out. What's the product called, love? Girl, it's linked on, it's there. Let me know if you can see it. I hope it's there. Here, let me pin this sucker. So this is what we're talking about. The Metacube is going to help hopefully brighten my under eye. I'm so used to saying under eye. My underarm darkness. It's there. Yeah, look. They're not super dark. Oh, I didn't shave this one. I forgot. They're not super dark. But I mean, if we can get them lighter, like why not, girl? The next one that we're using is Anua. This is the toner, girl, that comes in the kit. Which, girl, I highly suggest you get the kit. But if you don't get the kit, it's okay. You just pay $20 for each one. It's all good. Which I'm going to have to do, girl, because some of the items I'm running out of first. Like, I still got a whole bunch of toner. But I have no more face wash. Look, toner, face wash. So I'm going to have to get another face wash. This sucker is like 20 bucks by itself. Okay, there we go. But it's a really good product. Okay, and then we're going to go in with the niacinamide serum. Hi, Danielle. What it do, girl? Here we are getting gorgeous for the day, doing all this skincare, just lathering up like skincare. Oh, it feels so good. Especially when you do a full face beat of makeup. You know how it is, girl, when you do makeup and you can't like scratch your eyes or you forget, you go like that. Oh, you know, there goes all your eyeshadow and everything, you know. You know how it is, girl. Anyway, so the next step I'm going to be using is the dark spot correcting serum, which has a little bit more niacinamide, just to get into the pores of our skin to really help brighten our texture, our tone of our skins. Okay, there we go. And not to mention that these are Korean skin. You can find regular, like USA made stuff, but as of these last 3 months, I've been using Korean skin. Works really good, I think. This is the Beauty of Joseon eye cream that I always get inside my eye. I'm not careful, I guess. I'm not gentle. Who knows, girl? I just want to go fast, I guess. I want to go fast. Okay. Now the next step is gonna be my lotion, my lips. Let's go. Lotion, lips. Might as well clean my ears. I'm like, I don't want to just waste them like that. Don't notice if my ears are gunky. Okay. Now, we're going to go in with our lotion, just 1 dollop. And then we'll put on some lip oil. Good morning! You know what? I could. My birdie told me just like the other day. He's like, Bird, you do know that we can turn on the heater, right? I'm like, yeah, but it's just so loud. Look. That sucker's loud. It's like waking up the whole neighborhood. I could, though, if we really wanted to. I just don't. Okay, let me turn it off now. Okay. Yeah, girl, we could if we wanted to. We just don't. That sucker heats up fast. For sure, I'm ready to pluck out these brows, girl. I am ready to pluck out these brows, girl. How long have I used skincare for? Ooh, that's a good question. I've used skincare. Let's be serious. I didn't start doing skincare till I worked at Ulta, which was in 2016. No. When did I start working at Ulta? Hold on. When did I start working at Ulta? 2019. I started working at Ulta in 2019. I think I started working at Ulta in 2019. 2018? I'm going to say 2018 or 2019. Because when I started working at Ulta, I had the ability to see stuff and to look at stuff and to try stuff on and out. So I didn't start getting serious about skincare until 2019. So I don't know how many years is that, girl. My birdie better have put my tweezers back in here. Okay, good. Yeah, girl. So get your waters, get your snacks, get your drinks. Let me unpin everything. I'm going to unpin everything, girl, so I don't get in trouble. Because if I'm not talking about it, I'll also get flagged. So I'm going, but you have the showcase there for you. It's also linked in my link tree as the second item there. And that's only to help, you know, help spread the word of the things that I use. The products that I like a lot and that work for me very well as well. So take it for what it is, girl. You don't have to apologize, Roxy, girl. Girl, I hope you have your water out there or your coffee. So I have both. I have my water and my coffee. So, girl, I am set. I am set, girl. Today we use apple crisp creamer. Apple crisp creamer. Okay. Gigi, I need to order the face towels too, girl. I'm already on my last bag. Or on my last, girl. The face towels, you come in like a pack of 8. Will last you forever, girl. That pack has lasted me like the whole year. But now I have to, But now I have to buy more. We're sticking to all my lip oil. Okay. Okay, girl. So let me get serious about plucking my eyebrows and we'll get into story time. Yeah, girl, but I was hearing back some of the footage video that I made on Sunday of putting up the Christmas tree. And I think it's true. I do talk very like a small child. But it's just the way I speak. It's just the way that I spoke. That's just how I talk. That's just how I talk, girl. Because everyone always says, like, you talk like a small child. I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, girl. It is what it is. And that's how I know. I'm like, well, if I talk like a small child, then maybe, just maybe, I can relate to smaller people or like younger people. Or I can relate to the young ones, to the youth, because we talk the same. Which I'm going to use as an advantage to spread the word, girl. Spread good things, spread positive things. Or I can't see the comments. Come over here weed whacking. But here in a hot second, we're going to talk about the time in which my birdie and I moved in together. But first and foremost, before we talk about moving in, I am going to talk about, let me see here. When we left off in the last story time about me and Bird, about when he came to Florida to be with me after when I graduated high school. So if you guys know that long story that I had told you one time before, my birdie and I did long distance my last year of high school when I was a senior, because I lived in Florida. Okay, so I lived in Florida. I moved away, and my birdie stayed behind here in El Paso, Texas. And that's halfway across the country. Just think. When you imagine Texas, that little tiny little like dot on the edge of Texas, girl, literally, right next to good old, Mexico and so forth. That's here. That's right here where I live. And then when you think about Florida, all the way down there in the very tippy tip, almost, not really, but in Tampa, so to speak. I live there. My mom married a military man. That's Lauren's dad. Okay, so Lauren's dad's military. So my mom, she married him, and she already had Lauren. She was already a baby. So when you see Lauren and how tall she is and how big she is and how, you know, she's grown, if you ever see her again, just think, my relationship with Birdie is as old as Lauren. So when I see Lauren getting older, I'm like, dang, girl, like, my relationship with Bird is as old as you. But anyway, what time is it? 6:40. Good morning, baby girls. I can't see all the comments. Come over here. Weed whacking away. But anyway. My mom married the military man, and he was stationed to be in Wesley Chapel, Florida, my senior year in high school, when me and my Birdie were dating. And I had to tell Birdie the bad news one day. And this is a time in which, you know, my neighbor, I would hang out with my neighbor a lot, and my mom would kind of let me hang out with the neighbor. So that's what I'm telling you, girl. When you have a young child and you think that they're somewhere, guess again, because they're not. Take it from me, girl. Take it from the you know, the nicest girl. I'm just kidding. I'm not the nicest, but you know what I mean. Take it from the nice girl. That even the nice girl out there before was out in the streets. Anyway, so my mom thought I was with my neighbor. My neighbor was cool and was my age, around my age, but he drove. I was like, hey, neighbor, can you take me to my boyfriend's house? He's like, okay. So yeah, so he would take me over. And my Birdie, I never went into his house, because he was always outside, like in the, like literally, like in the street skateboarding. Because my Birdie was a big skater. Huge skater. He was super good at it, girl. He was super talented. And he had hair. You know, he was a teenager. Anyway, so he would spend his time outdoors at all hours of the day doing his practice moves. You know what I mean? His skating. And what I'm talking about, he would get, like, excited about it. He would get excited about it. He would, like, go full throttle. He would do big stairs. He would find a place with his friends. Like, they would, like, play games, like, skate games. It's called skate. And these kids or whatever, they would, like, trade shoes, or, like, if I win, I get your shoes kind of thing, you know? Because they're kids. They don't have money, you know? Or if I win, I get your board. I'll let him tell you all about that. But anyway. So my friend would drop me off, like, in the block of his house, or in front of his house, or on the side of his house, or whatever. I'm like, Birdie, at that time, I had my little Nokia phone, girl. Like, the phones today are nothing compared to what our phones are like now. Like, you remember, like, back in the day, girl, our phones didn't have, like, the light, like, the brightness that it has today. Like, it had some screen brightness, but it's like a Nokia. It's all, like, weird. Like, you would do, like, 1, 2, 3 for, like, B, and 1, 2, 3 for, like, okay, like, I'm trying to text, like, good morning, like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like, to get there. Today we're doing prayer early in 15 minutes at 7 a.m., okay? It's a good thing you asked. Doing prayer early today. Yay! So anyway, girl. So one of the times in which I asked my friend Sunny, I'm like, Sunny, can you take me over to my boyfriend's house? Like, okay. And so, yeah, sure enough, Sunny drove me, and it was in the middle of the night. Like, it was kind of like, you know how now, like, at 5, 6 p.m., it's really dark as heck? So it was kind of still early, but it was dark as heck. And I remember, like, the moon. I remember it being, like, the moon outside and darkness. Anyway, and that's, I think, where I fell in love with my Bird, because we got to, like, just, like, see the stars and see the moon and just, like, lay down at the park and just talk and get really, like, deep in conversation, right? I think that's why I feel so, like, in love with him, because he's like a spiritual being. Like, he could talk your ear off. And anyway, so I think I'm done with my brows now. I can go on, but girl, I'm just gonna, like, take forever. I don't want to take forever, so let me just, where's my mirror, my big mirror? So one day, Sunny took me over, and I met with my Bird. And I don't know about your home or where you live or how it's like for you, girl, but at my house, what if I do is or here in El Paso, Texas, especially in Central, there's areas that used to, I guess, they have alleys. So we would hang out in the alley. But in the alley, they had like little, how do I explain it? They're like holes, like they're like cutouts in the wood or in the cement. So that back in the day, the trash man would come, he would drive up, right? That's why alleys were created. The trash man would drive up and go into your neighbor or go into your home on the back side of it. And there was like a little hole where everyone, goes to the backyard and puts the trash, in the little cutout. And that's where the trash gets picked up. So you never saw the trash guy, right? He went in through the alleyway. So anyway, then Morphe 40. Okay, so anyway, in one of those times, I met with Bird and we were sitting there, right? We were sitting in the alley in like one of those little areas holding hands and because we're teenagers, okay? So we, we could have been somewhere else nicer, but we're teens. So we were just out there talking, hugging, smooching. And I had told him, like, I have something really serious to tell you. And he's like, what? And I was like, my mom and her husband are moving us and we're moving to Florida. And we were in high school, okay? So just imagine, like, the dramatics. He's like, what do you mean? I said, yeah, like, my mom married this guy and he's stationed in Florida, so we're going with her. I'm going with them. It was me, Sydney. Lauren was, like, a fresh, like, baby. Because she was born here in El Paso, too. And he's like, don't go and all these things, stay with your grandma and all these things. I was like, no, like, I'm not gonna tell my grandma, like, I'm gonna follow my mom, but I don't know what to do. Like, like, I'm never gonna see you again. Like, oh, how sad, huh? Like, it's like a Titanic kind of love story. It's like forbidden love. Anyway, in so many facets, because my mom didn't even like him when she met him. But anyway, that's another story. Okay, girl, hold on. Let me get serious. Okay, what's the first step? Let me think. Hold on. Let me situate my life here for a second before. Yeah, so what do you think about the story so far? I haven't even gotten into it, girl. I'm, like, going really deep in, trying to, like, I'm unlocking. Like I said the last time, I'm unlocking because, girl, I'm telling you, almost 15 years, 14 years ago. Shoot, I'm gonna have to, like, unlock my brain. Hold on, girl. Let me just situate my hair so I can look cute. In the meantime, I'm telling my story. It's good. I'm hearing. Everyone's hearing. Everyone's all ears. Okay, let me see. Okay, moisturize? Yes. Okay. I'm trying to think, like, because once I go into it, girl, I'm going to forget, like, half the things. So you have to help me, okay? We haven't even put music on, and maybe we shouldn't put music. I'm going to get distracted real quick. Hold on, what's the first step? Primer. Okay, so today we're using this primer, girl. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip. I need to get more, but it's a really good product. Okay, so you guys listen in. I have my water here, and I'm going to get ready, okay? So I'm going to take breaks to see the comments because for this one, I have to stay focused. I have to stay focused, girl, because it's a lot. It's a lot, okay? So thank you, Riri. You're so cool, girl. Okay, you ready? So I broke the news to my bird, and I remember it was like, I like summer nights because we would always be out. And so it was a summer night and we were out and about, like walking the streets or whatever. And my birdie's really silly. Like, he was unafraid. My birdie's always been unafraid. Always, like, daredevil-y, like, making me laugh, like, making me joke, like, always being inappropriate, like, being silly, you know? So out in the streets. And so after I broke the news and I let him know the devastation that I was moving away, he was like trying to ask me to like stay with my grandma, like do all these, stay, you know. And he's like, when do you leave? And luckily enough, it was like in a month. It was like in a month. I told him a month ahead. Like, I'm leaving in a month. I'm leaving on this day. He's like, okay. He's like, all right. He's like, let's try to make the best of it. And my birdie, let me tell you something. I've always gone to my bird for guidance. I've always kind of told him, like, this is going to happen, or this is what's happening, or this is that, or the other. And my birdie has always figured out, like, he's always, in other words, what I'm trying to say is he's always asked to stay together through all the things, all the turmoils, all the troubles and the turbulences. My birdie's not one to give up. Hold on, I'm already getting in trouble. Yeah, my birdie is not one to give up so fast. He's never gave up on us. So anyway, he's like, let's take it for the month and let's see how it goes. Fine. So throughout the month or what have you, you know, just being extra lovey, extra cuddly. And back at this time, girl, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm going to like spread some tea, shed some light. And that's why I come back again. If you think that your teen girl or your teen boy is not being active, you're wrong. You're lying to yourself. Because my birdie and I, we were already active in secrecy, you know, in forbidden areas. I would not, you know, you wouldn't think. But kids will find a place if they really want to, girl. They will find a place. I'm not telling you to scare you. I'm not saying, you know, that your daughter or your son, your teenage son or daughter are, you know, they're saints or that they'll never. I'm just saying, girl, from experience. And that's why whenever I have kids, I don't know, girl, like, I don't believe you. No, but just being able to be open and say, you're gonna do it. I don't know when. It's not up to me, but I just want you to be ready, kind of thing. Anyway, so my birdie and I were already active, and so anyway. So just being extra lovey-dovey. And we were that kind of couple, girl. We would hold hands as soon as we see each other. Like, always, like, the way I guess you see us now. Like, holding each other and very, like, chiclosos and hand in hand and shoulder to shoulder and touching. That's always been us. So, I moved away. The time had came when I moved away. And my mom knew I had a boyfriend because her husband, he ratted me out. He had seen on my phone one day, he had seen a picture of Bird as my screensaver. He's like, who's that guy? I was like, that's my boyfriend. He's like, you have a boyfriend? I said, yes. And I didn't tell my mom because I knew right away that she wouldn't like Bird. Because the way he looks, you know, like at the time, like I guess his face, you know, already you can't change his face. He looks like a bird. He looks like a T-Rex. I don't know, girl, you know. My Bird, he had a bigger nose back at that time because he wasn't so round. Just kidding. But anyway, she already stereotyped him, I guess, because of the way he looked. She's like, no, you can do better. And my mom has always kind of looked for a man to provide for her. That's just the way she has always been for us, especially because my dad, you know, they had a rocky relationship, so she just wanted stability in her life as a mother for her daughters. And so I can understand that. So anyway, so she's always kind of looked for a man to take care of her, kind of thing. So with that kind of mindset, she would tell me, you know, get with a military guy, get with a military man, they'll take care of you, you'll be set, blah, 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 you know. And I'm like, I don't want to have a military boyfriend. Like, I don't want to follow your footsteps. Like, I don't want those things. She's like, why? Like, you'll be, anyway. So my mom's husband ratted on me and told her that I had a boyfriend. And so, yeah, so my mom was like, okay, well, whatever. Like, she didn't care because she knew that we were moving away. So she thought we were going to break up, right? And so anyway, so the day had finally came and I was like, Birdie, I love you. And all these things, right? I love you. I love you. And yeah, so we moved and we drove, like, some of the things, like, they had hired movers. Like, and they come, girl, seriously, the movers, I don't know about, like, I guess any kind of mover. When you hire a moving truck or moving company to come move your stuff, girl, they will come in, like, a group of men or individuals, and will wrap everything in your house, girl. They will wrap everything. They'll put numbers on everything. They'll take an inventory list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of how many items were moved. Girl, they will wrap dirty dishes. They will wrap, like, everything, like, everything. Like, they were so quick. I'm like, wait. Like, I'm still washing the dishes or wrapping it, like for me. And they're like, no, you can wash it when you get there. When you get the, like, okay, whatever. So, yeah, sure enough, we drove, my mom, my sisters, and I in our own separate vehicle, and her husband in his own separate vehicle. And I remember when we were driving out of El Paso, like, we were in tears. My mom was crying first. She busted out in tears, right? And then she's like, oh, like, my mom, my family, and then us as kids, we're all, us too, right? Like, we're leaving, and we're never going to come back, and it's scary, I guess my mom felt scared. Like, am I making the right decision? Maybe, I don't know. Am I making the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? Who knows, girl? I don't know what she went through, but I can only try to put myself in her shoes. But anyway, so yeah, we got to Florida and we stayed in a hotel, girl. We stayed in a hotel for a while, like, I think like 3 weeks, because they were still trying to, like, figure out where we were gonna live. So we stayed in a hotel for 3 weeks, and during the duration of the hotel stay, my mom and her husband fought every day. My mom's always been, like, really horrible. So either she fought with us or she fought with him. And I remember one time her and I got into it, and I'm always kind of, like, left, like, ran away, in a sense where I don't want to hear you right now. I don't want to even be around you. Like, get away from me, So I, took a little walk. I took it upon myself to walk around the facilities and to, look at the pool and go, find the vending machines and just walk around, I guess, the La Quinta we were staying at right here over there in Florida. And I remember the first bit, like, of feeling, like, when I got there, like, when you get there finally, you could get out of the car, like, stretch your legs finally and say, oh, we're finally here. Because from Texas to Florida, it's, like, at least, like, a day's drive, like, a full night, 24 hours, maybe driving, I don't know. But it felt like forever. Anyway, so I remember, like, the salt smell. I remember the humidity that I felt on my skin, like the salty, sticky humidity feeling. I remember the palm trees, like, that I saw everywhere. There was, like, palm trees everywhere that I can see. Like, it was just different for me, because here it's dirt, here it's dust, here it's brown everywhere. And there it was, like, La Quinta and all these businesses, but palm trees everywhere, like, between everything, and, like, grass everywhere. And I was just like, okay. So I was like, in for the ride. I was experiencing everything. I wasn't trying to have a total horrible attitude, but I kind of was at the same time, because I'm leaving my friends, I'm leaving my family, we're going, on this journey. But I was still kind of like, okay, we're here. So anyway, oh, girl, this one, like, story time's take forever. Oh, it's almost 7. Let me tell my Brady it's almost time for prayer. Yeah, so anyway, what was I saying, girl? I was going into a story time, girl. I was getting into it real good. I got distracted by waking up Birdie. Let me revert back. So anyway, we were staying at La Quinta Hotel in Florida, and that's when the whole time that we were traveling Of course, I didn't drive. I was passenger. But the whole time that we were driving and we were arriving and unpacking and staying at the hotel for the duration of the 3-week period, you know, I was texting my bird. I couldn't get off my phone, girl, texting my bird. And back at that time, I'm not sure if you remember, girl, or how old you are, but back at that time, there was no such thing as like free talk or free minutes. You know, you had to pay for the minutes in which you used on your phone. You had to, if you're on a family plan, like, ooh, no, my mom would like have it. Like she needed all the minutes. And I just was left with whatever, you know, line the baseline was for me. So we had to wait, girl, when for it to turn 9 o'clock in El Paso. Once 9 o'clock hit, you know, or wherever I was, I guess, once 9 o'clock hit, it was free minutes, free talking, free texting. Or I guess texting was unlimited. It was the talking. And we didn't have FaceTime because at that time it didn't exist yet. So we waited until 9 o'clock my time, because it was 7 p.m. in El Paso. Every day, after all the texting back and forth all day long. And like I'm telling you, it was that kind of text where you had to like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 1 2 3 to like get a sentence going. You know, so after 9 o'clock I would call him like, oh, like, Bird, I miss you. But at that time we called each other bugs. Like, bug, like, oh, I miss you and this and that and the other, like, how we gonna do it and this and that and the other. And maybe he can tell you his side. So, yeah, so time progressed and we moved into a house in Florida. I lived in Wesley Chapel, Florida, in a space or in an area that was called Seven Oaks. I live in Seven Oaks, Wesley Chapel, Florida. And if you Google it, it's a very nice community. Very beautiful. Like when we live there, it's like, dang, you got some money. Like, not us. Like, he does, not us. Anyway. Very beautiful. Seven Oaks, Wesley Chapel, Florida. I should look it up. But anyway, we live there, Seven Oaks. And so it's exciting, you know, like getting your own room and everything. I already had my own room, but like just finding my own room again. And they allowed me, because it was upstairs, downstairs, this house or what have you. And it was like a loft. Like it was upstairs and it was like a free space. And we had like the computer, like the family computer there. And then there was a bedroom with a separate bathroom. That was my space, because I was already like a teen, you know, 17, about to be 18. And so my mom was like, okay, like this space is going to be for you, blah, blah, blah. So girl, I wasn't totally upset. I was like, shoot, I get the computer room right next door. And then I get my bedroom with my own bathroom, like attached from you guys. Like, heck yeah, girl. Like I'm over here having a good old time, you know? So yeah, so that, you know, I didn't feel so horrible. And so I went to a high school that's called Wiregrass Ranch High School. So you can only imagine, girl. Over here in El Paso, we say like El Dorado, Coronado, you know, all these like Mexican name, like you have to use your Mexican accent to say it kind of thing, right? And over there, you know what I mean? I went to Wiregrass Ranch High School. And I was like, right, Wiregrass Ranch. It sounded silly. Like for me, it sounded silly. Like, what? But like I'm telling you, like when I arrived there, everything is green. Everything is lush. That's another thing. The humidity in Florida is like no other. You can feel it on your skin for a number of months, I would say, like 1 or 2 months until your body adjusts. But it just feels like you're constantly sticky. You're constantly sweaty. It feels like the paper, you know how wherever you live, like you crush a paper and it's crush, like you can hear all the crushingness and everything. Over there, it just felt like wet, like a sheet of paper from your backpack. It felt like wet, like you go like this, you don't even hear the crunch. It's just like, like what's going on here? And it was just that like culture shock. I was shocked, like when I got there and I was like seeing all these things as a young teenager, you know, like seeing. I also saw. Okay, we'll talk about that right now. But yeah, just the humidity in everything. Your pants would stick to your butt. The back of the thighs would get stuck when you stand up, like from your pants and from your clothes. So it took a while for, and I think that's how my asthma started when I came back from being over there to over here.
I've been doing my brows for like nonstop. I know. It's 'cause I'm talking. Okay, girl. I think the brows are done. What do you think? They're like extra done. Anyway. So you girls, you guys better like watch the comments or whatever, because I'm like flying through. Not even reading them. Because I have to hurry. Anyway. I also experienced, not too much, but I did see it, a little bit of racism. And it's kind of odd because the Latinos, or like the ones who were, I guess, not like white people or black people, they were Puerto Rican. Like, they didn't speak the same Spanish that we did. You know, my mom would like talk to people, and it's just different, you know, and it's just different. That's just how it is, girl. Like, no shade or tea. But that's something that I noticed, I guess is what I'm trying to say, that we noticed it. And a little bit of racism, like when we had went to like I think it was Clearwater Beach, Florida, like just to like go out for the weekend and see what's good or whatever. I remember like a dad and a little girl. They were like, the little girl kept looking at me, and my sister like kept looking at us, and I'm like, what is she looking at? And my mom's over here or whatever. And the dad, he's like, what did he say? He said something like, oh, Dora the Explorer over there, like talking about like Dora the Explorer. Because I guess, I don't know if it was me or my sister, but my sister has short hair like that when she was a little girl, right? And I was like, are they making fun of my sister? Oh, girl. Yeah. And I was like, is this racism? I don't know, girl, but like little instances where they would like make eyes, or like we would step into a diner, or we would go places to eat and stuff, and the whole room would just kind of like stop and like watch us, you know, like come in, sit down, and they're just like, oh, like even like, I think we even left one time because it was just like, can we leave? Like, yeah, we left because it was just, you can feel all eyes, like, what, you don't belong here kind of thing, you know? So it was kind of a little awkward, but only a few times. It could have been worse, and it could have been maybe more that I didn't notice or see, but those are the things that I did see. Hey, Birdie.
Good day, my love.
I'm telling him about the time in which I lived in Florida. Yeah, I told him briefly about, you know, when I had told you that I was going to move to Florida, and that you had said, like, let's stick together. And that you've always been that way with me, that you always want to stick together no matter what. Mm-hmm. You've always been like that, Birdie. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, anyway. So, where was I? Let me think. What was I saying, Brady?
About your story in Florida?
Yeah, I know. But I was going into deep depth. That's like just like an umbrella.
Something about racism?
Racism. Oh, anyway, so, girl, so it was the time in which I had to enroll myself in high school. So, like I'm telling you, I went to Wiregrass Ranch High School. And in that area, I'm telling you, it's very jungle. It's very jungly. It's very green. It's very lush all over. And so when it was time to enroll me, it was myself and my stepdad. My mom, I think, was working, or she was able to get a job out there, thank goodness. But anyway, it was time to enroll myself in the high school. So the high school, if you ever Google it or look at it, it's very short. Like, it's very like in the ground, so to speak, and it's all like cement and very outdoors. Like, so it's like different buildings, like 1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 buildings, all interconnected with like outside hallways. The hallways were outside, and they just had like a bit of a shade, like a walkway of shade, but it was outside, and it was gray, and it was very like cement like, right? It wasn't nice. It wasn't pretty to look at, in other words, what I'm trying to say. And later on, I found out that the school was a hurricane zone, I guess. If a hurricane were to have passed by, everyone goes to the school, or the people around the area will go to the school, because it was like hurricane proof. The windows, like, you would close them like you would a window, but it had a special like extra seal to seal in the windows and so forth. So it was like a school, like I'm telling you, a safe zone, if you will, if there was a hurricane. Because if you ever live in Florida, if you live in Florida now, if you ever, visit Florida, you're going to see that it rains. There's a certain time of the year that it rains every day, a lot of rain, like clockwork, in the middle of it being super sunny outside. And then the rain just goes away. And then it's all just like, okay, back to normal. Like if nothing. But it's like, like thunderstorm, like crazy. Like you can't even see like outside your window because it looks like there's a water hose over the window just going like this. Like you cannot see nothing. Like what is going on? And then like an hour, it just, the sun's outside and it's all humid and you walk out and there's like these big, huge like crane birds just walking across like your area, your lawn. And I was like, oh my gosh. So that was another experience. Did you ever witness that, Brady?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did. The weather change is pretty crazy.
Does a concealer work well for scars? Which one? The concealer that I use for my face for scars is a Milani. It is the Conceal and Perfect, the 135. Or what do you think? I mean, I have like scars and marks. I think it does. That's why I use it.
It's got like bipolar weather.
Yeah, if we thought the El Paso, I mean, but over there it's humid. It's like not even a dry heat. It's humid. And I think that's why I'm telling you, it triggered me to get asthma. Because once I came back to El Paso and the dryness that I felt in my throat, in my nose, in my lungs, so dry, so chapped, like no one's belief. Like that's why I feel. But anyway. Anyway.
What time do you want to do prayer, Brady? Now?
Yeah.
Can we?
Yes.
Let's I have to get going.
I know. I hear it in your voice. Come over here then. I have you down here though. So you're gonna have to see the besties from this angle.
It's okay. I'm just here to join. Good day to everyone.
So we're gonna do morning prayer. We're doing morning prayer a little bit early. If you guys didn't know, we do morning prayer every day just to set our mind, set the tone for a good day. Can we do short prayer, long prayer? What kind of prayer? How much of a rush are you in?
I have to leave in the next 15 minutes.
Okay.
I still have to get ready.
Fast prayer. Okay.
Fast prayer.
Okay. So let's do it. Let's call upon the Holy Spirit to center us and to just bring us into a new week ahead with good spirits. Let's call upon Jesus Christ to be here with us. There's two or more, he's always with us, but when there's two or more, he's present here physically, but we just don't see him with the naked eye. Let's do the sign of the cross, our Father, and we'll break into personal prayer. Name of the Father, name of the Son, name of the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Dear God, thank you for allowing me this wonderful day to spend with my friends, with my family, with my loved ones. Please allow me to shine bright today, God. Please allow me to smile and accept smiles. Please allow me to rebuke all wickedness, evilness, whatever comes my way that's not from you. Rebuke it, push it out, and continue to push forward in light and love. I ask you, God, that you watch over our friends who need you the most, to just spotlight them from the crowd, pick them up, lift up their spirit, lift up their soul, lift up their burdens that are hindering them and holding them back from having a good day. I ask that through whatever it is, the hardships that they're going through, that they find a laugh, that they find a smile as well, that is going to allow them to keep hanging on today. Please watch over the people who are no longer with us. Watch over their souls, God. Please allow them to be able to enter into the pearly gates of heaven with our prayers. We're still propelling them. We're still pushing them. I ask you, God, that you pray, and we pray over the people who haven't done so good in their lives, or maybe have made mistakes that they're, trying to push forward with. I ask you, God, that you watch over young ones, young innocent individuals. I ask you, God, that you watch over elder people. I ask you, God, that you watch over all humanity, especially the individuals who don't have much and that live in third world countries, that don't have the privileges that I have today or ever and always. But anyway, I ask you, God, that you watch over just everybody who can hear my voice right now, and that they, whatever it is that they're going through, that they leave their issue at the altar of Jesus Christ and invite Jesus into their lives to heal and to guide. Thank you for being so loving, so merciful. Thank you for being so forgiving. Thank you for loving me the way you do, God. And I'll do what I can to continue loving others the way that you love me. I will continue to see Christ in many people. And even though I'm a sinner, even though I will make mistakes in my life, I know that you know my heart, you know my soul, and you know what I'm trying to do as far as my intentions throughout the days, the weeks, the months, the years. Thank you for giving me this day. I will honor it, and I will honor you always. I'll leave a private moment for my friends or anyone who hears my voice to say something silently or to say an amen. Okay, in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit.
Yay.
Thank you, baby. God bless.
God bless everyone. I'm going to continue getting ready, okay?
Okay, me
Okay,
too.
you two get ready, okay? I don't want you late on account of us.
Okay.
Yeah, girl, but what was I saying? What was I saying, girl? What was I saying? Where did I leave off? Let me think.
Florida.
Florida. Oh, yeah, the school. Okay. So on the very first day that I walked into the school, I walked in with my stepdad. And it was so funny because the lady, do I have foundation on my cheek, on my forehead? The lady, I was like, hello, like, how do you register a person? And so on and so forth. She's like, okay, yes, you need to fill this out, fill out. And then she's like, okay, bring in the child. I was like, I am the child. She's like, you? I said, yes. And she's like, oh. And it just caught me off surprise. I was like, why would she say that? But I guess I looked older. I looked older than I was. Who knows, girl? But my mom got all offended when my stepdad and I, we walked back. Because, did we walk back? We went back home. And she's like, why would she say that? And I was like, what do you mean, why? She's like, yeah, why would she think that you weren't a student? I'm like, I don't know. Like, she's like, she thought that you were with my husband? I'm like, girl, you're the one who sent us together. Like, what you mean? I don't know. Anyway, that was kind of awkward. I remember that too. Like, that for sure, she got all pissed. I was like, I don't know. And yeah, so that was that, girl. And so I remember I started in the beginning of the year at this school, right? Wesley Chapel, Florida, Wiregrass Ranch High School. Started in the beginning of the year, and I was a senior, right? So I noticed that all the, I guess, students around me, they already knew each other. A lot of the kids, obviously, they're seniors. They would, like, high five, what's up, you know, going into class and stuff. And me, like, I was still, like, trying to look for my classroom and so forth. So, like I tell you, the hallways did you guys see all that stuff? At a certain time every day, it would rain. And so the hallways at, like, between certain periods, like, you would walk, like, from period to class, and it'd be raining, like, right next to you, but it was enough walkway where you don't get rained on. But if you wanted to, you can get rained on. So that was pretty cool. I was like, oh, we get to walk in, like, the elements, like, walk in the rain, walk in the snow, or walk in the whatever. Anyway, so I've always moved schools a lot when I was younger. My mom was, like I'm telling you, always kind of looking for love, or always kind of looking for a guy to take care of her, so to speak. So, you know, I went to so many different high schools already. When I was in middle school, I went to, the school, okay, let me kind of go further. Here in El Paso, Texas, back in the day, I don't know about now, the schools would go from kinder to 6th grade. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so I was already going in my elementary school for the whole year, since kinder all the way through 5th. So I started 6th grade with Miss Rivera, and she would always say, I'm the Queen of Sheba, and she would put her foot on the kids' desks. I'm the Queen of Sheba, like that. Like, okay, lady, put your leg down. And she liked George Strait. I remember she had a George Strait poster in her classroom. Anyway, so, and that's the year that my uncle, being a bully, that I got a locker for the very first time in 6th grade, and he got my lock, the one that my grandma bought me or whatever that year, and he, like, smashed it just to be mean. But anyway, it was that time. So I went to 6th grade for only 6 weeks. I was only there for 6 weeks, and then I moved. So then I went to Wiggs Middle School. That's where I was having a lot of problems with my mom or whatever. And I was like, I don't want to be with you. I hate it here. Like all these things, right? And so that's when my mom was like, oh yeah, okay, you wanna go with your dad? So that's where she packed up my things in like those trash bags that she dropped me off in front of my dad's house. And my dad lived like in the middle of nowhere. So it was kind of dangerous for a young teen. But at the time, I didn't know. I was like, whatever, as long as I'm away from you. But that's when, I figured out that even though like I saw my dad every 2 weeks and it was just every 2 weeks, I got to see my dad not really doing dadly things. Like he was out for days on end, or he'd be in jail, or he'd be binge drinking. I don't know. But anyway, and that's where I was alone. And that's where this started happening, the self-mutilation. So anyway, where am I getting to, girl? I'm trying to get to a point. Oh, yeah. So I moved schools, right? Moving in with my dad. Then I went to Sunridge. So I went to Wiggs, Sunridge. And then my dad wasn't doing so good. So we moved in with his mom, my grandma Angie. So that's when I went to MacArthur Middle. So I went to 3 middle schools in a matter of 2 years. And so my mom, at that time, I had gauges. That's when I started doing my emo makeup. She's like, what's happening with my daughter, right? I don't know. So she took me back. She's like, no, you're moving back in with me. So that's when I moved to Coronado High School. So by this time I'm in Coronado High School. And then she was trying to find love, right? So I went to Coronado, El Dorado, Eastwood. And then I met my birdie at Austin. And then my last school was the one in Florida when she finally got married to this guy that Lauren's dad. So I had already been to 5 different high schools and 3 different middle schools by this time. And so what I'm trying to get to is, remember when you're brand new at a place, or you're new at a school, or you're just new somewhere, and you see cliques already formed. Cliques are formed, cliques form. And you kind of have to like ask yourself, where do I fit in this clique? Like I want to, like, for me, I think I'm over there with the cool kids. You know what I mean? But like the cool kids are too cool for new people. They have to like invite you in to be a cool kid. You can just go sit there. Or I wasn't confident enough. So that's always something that I've experienced. Like, especially when you're getting your lunch, you're picking up your lunch tray and you turn around, where do I sit? Where do I go? And so whenever I have besties ask me, like, oh, it's my first day of school, or like, around that time, like, what do I do? And this and that and the other. Girl, I know I'm well experienced in that arena as far as being brand new in a place, especially school, when it's like daunting, like you have to be there. So you're just like, like, where do I go? I can't hide. Anyway, so at this time in my life, right, I was in Florida. I was a brand new girl again, and that's where I saw that cliques had already been formed. Even though it was the first day of school, I'm a senior. All the kids had already been going for the duration. If they're anything like normal, or their family, they were secure or stable or whatever. But because I felt I had already gone through it, I was like, I've already done this song and dance so many times. I've already, try to find friends and go try to find, who can I sit with, and asking, before lunch, who can I sit with you for lunch? Like, to anyone who was receptive and nice throughout the morning before it was lunchtime. And so because I had already done that so many times in my life already, I felt like I don't need anybody, like I don't need to like find friends. And so at that time, like I'm telling you, my Birdie and I would talk on the phone or be texting. I was glued to the phone, girl. And that's what it was. There was a little space. There was the inside tables where you can sit inside the cafeteria, but there was also outside the cafeteria tables. And so every day after lunch, I found a table that wasn't occupied and I sat there. And I would, I had my sack lunch, or I wouldn't even go inside of the cafeteria. I didn't go inside the cafeteria till like almost the end of the year for the very first time. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even go inside the cafeteria. I just ate the same thing every day. And I had my phone with me or my book. And that's where I became super nerdy in school, because I felt like, I've already done all this. I don't need to conform to society, like I'm okay. You know what I mean? So that's where I became like super, like I was already a bookworm, but I became even more of a bookworm. And that's when I started reading Stephen King books. So that would entertain me forever, girl. Like, I would read Stephen King books, Salem's Lot. I read It. You know, I read them over and over because you know, when you read a book, especially those thick, long, forever books, like, you catch things that you didn't catch before, you know. So I would read those books and just occupy my mind with my journals, talking to my bird, or whatever. What's the next step, girl? Let me think. Hold on, I have a poll up, girl. Polls up. Okay, let me see here. My favorite time of the day. You guys asked for a story time, so I'm giving you a story time, girl. Let me see. Green. Green was the winner, right? And then we have shimmer, purple, and gray. Green is number 1. Hold on. Don't go anywhere, girl. Hold on. Green. 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 And I want you in my eyes whenever I want to. Green, when I want you in my eyes whenever I want you. All I have to do is green. Green, and I want you in my eyes when I want you, in my life whenever I want you. All I have to do is green. Green. Okay, I got some greens. We'll decipher which green later. Or I'll just freestyle from any of these palettes here, any of the greens. But anyway, let me get into it, girl, because it's like a long story and I'm going to be here for days. Kelsey, I just jumped straight into Korean skincare, girl. I didn't take no time. But I guess I did based on the products, girl, because I got the Anua kit first. So I started doing everything like all psh. And then when I got my serums, and of course I used the serums. So those I did. Baby girl, I'm drinking Folgers coffee. It's Folgers coffee, like regular, you know, regular blend. But I added cinnamon as well as pumpkin pie spice in the ground, so it brews like all together. And I added the apple caramel crisp coffee mate coffee creamer. Super good, girl. I definitely recommend it. Delicious. Don't let me get distracted, girl. Okay, we're getting into it. Okay, so where did I leave off? Oh yeah. So yeah, girl, like, you know, when you're in high school, like I was mentioning, and you're new and you're a new person and you have to kind of find your like, oh, like, who do I sit with? Where do I go? What do I do? Kind of thing. Since I had already been there, done that, girl, like so many times already, I felt confident enough to just be like, I'm independent. Yeah, I did feel kind of like, like, I want to have friends, but I don't want to do the work. You know what I mean? Like, hi, my name is so-and-so, you know? My favorite color is pink, or whatever the case was. And back at that time, my favorite color was yellow. Like, hi, everybody, I'm new. Like annoying, you know what I mean? So I just kind of did my own thing. And I did that for almost the whole entire year. And towards the end of the year, well, I guess I'll talk about that here in a second. But anyway, during the duration of the time in which I would lived in Florida, my birdie and I still talked and text every day, right? But of course, I don't know if he's talking to other girls. I don't know if he's remaining loyal. I don't know these things. And same for me, he doesn't know these things. But what we would do, girl, is we would write each other letters. We would send each other packages. And we would just kind of like make whatever it was, a situation, always kind of like about us, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to explain it. But like every day, you know, at 9 o'clock, I would call him or he would call me. Like, hey, babe, hey, you know, talking, how was your day, this and that and the other. Or telling me about this or telling me about that. And it was one of those, girl. And I'm pretty sure you've experienced this kind of love. Or you've experienced this before. Either dating as a young person or dating as an old person. I don't know. but you stay on the phone and you talk to him all night, or you talk to him for hours until one of you starts getting sleepy. And even though one of you guys gets sleepy, like, it's okay, like, don't hang up. Like, I want to hear you breathing. Like, okay, you know, and you're, you know what I mean? Or vice versa. You hear the other person breathe loudly, like, I love you, and you hang up, you know what I mean? Or you stay on the phone. And one time, or a few times it happened. I'm all, Jules coming out. I'm all, hello? He's like, oh, hello? Both of us, like, oh, you're asleep? Like, yeah, me too. Like, okay, I love you. Like, okay, go back to it, you know? It was like a few times that would happen. You know it would happen, right? Fall asleep on the phone. Oh, girl, has it ever happened to you? Like, you found a love, like, when you were younger and you guys would stay up on the phone all night? Yeah, girl, that was us. You know, up on the phone. And not only that, girl, but I would call him in the night. We would call each other. And I just remembered this. In the morning, when I would be on my way to school on the bus, I would call him again. Like, hey, bird, you know, hey, bugs, like, hey, baby, you know. And it would be 4 a.m., where here in El Paso, it would be 4 a.m. here. So every day, I would call him at 4 a.m. Like, hey, babe, I love you. Like, have a good day. Right, but like I'm telling you, we would send each other packages, and we didn't have much. I didn't work back at that time, so I didn't have a lot, but we would send each other letters or things around the house, or in our care packages, we would send each other our stuff and like the meaning behind it. Like, maybe we need to bust them out, girl. They're in the memory box. These care packages, I still have them to this day, like in the box and everything. But he would send me like he would put this, and he's like, this is my so and so, like my mom gave, or my brother gave it to me, you know, one time when this and that and the other, like of that, the behind the scenes of the item that he was giving me, like, oh, you know what I mean, like stuff like that. And so and my birdie, he's always, you know, his mom didn't have much. They always didn't really have much. So I would, like, whatever I could or whatever my mom would allow, you know, I would say, like, hey, Mom, can I have, like, some money? Or, hey, can we go to Goodwill? Like, my boyfriend needs, like, some pairs of pants. And so, yeah, sure enough, my mom would take me, and with my money or with whatever, maybe she bought it, I'm not sure. I bought him 2 pairs of pants, and I packed them, and a belt, because he said he needed a belt, and I packed them, and I sent them to him. And for my birdie, the way that he tells me, or the way that the story goes for him, hold on, let me think, girl. What's the next step? I miss blush. I'm like, why do I look so pale? My birdie, he didn't have a car. He had a skateboard, right? And his mom doesn't have a car. She doesn't drive. I don't know if I told you guys that, or if you knew. His mom doesn't drive still. So anyway, my birdie had to skateboard like a few miles away every once a week to drop off my box, my package. So he had my package like in hand, and he would skate to the post office, wait in line, you know, pay the $11 that it was or whatever, and then that's how I knew it was $11, like the little box or whatever. And every so often, so I knew that box, for it to get to me or even to the post office, my birdie had to skate so long, you know what I mean, to get there. And that's how that like is just so touching to me, because it's that kind of young love that I'm not sure if we see anymore. I'm not young anymore, girl. I've only been with my bird or whatever, but it's those kind of things that are very touching to me. That my birdie, he would travel like far distances in his skateboard or whatever means he had to make sure that I got my box. You know what I mean? So that's nice. Like, that brings, like, almost wants to make me kind of like get emotional or whatever, because the effort was there. So it's always those little things that I've never doubted my bird. I've never doubted him. So when he said, like, I would get like, oh, you're talking to another girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You know, you stop lying to me, you know. Like, a bird, I'm not. Like, he's like, girls approach me. He's like, yeah, but I'm not talking to him. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, you're just lying, you know. Okay, let me see here. The contacts, Bunny Brown. Bunny Brown. Okay, they're right here. Yeah, girl. Okay. So, where'd I leave off? Whoa. Where'd I leave off? 7:33. Where'd I leave off? Girl. I have to put concealer on this face now, all over. I have to go get my beauty blenders wet. The package. How long before you saw him? Oh, girl. Okay, sending packages. Okay, let me get these wet. I'll be right back. Okay, don't go anywhere. Pretty. I'm telling him about our love. So then should I come back out? Okay. Should I close the door?
No.
Oh, okay. Hold on, girl. My beauty blenders are wet. All right, so where did I leave off? The packages. Oh, yeah. So for the whole year, girl, we would send each other letters and packages. I still have them. And just we would talk about our kids. I remember we would say, like, how many kids are we going to have? And then we would draw the little kids. And we would draw each other, like, posters and stuff. Or draw each other things. Or I would do collages. So we would get creative in our letters is what I'm trying to say. So I guess that part of the story is if you have a long-term relationship, if you have a relationship that, you know, you're working out long distance, if you both mean it, you absolutely can get it. If you both mean it, the test of time will strengthen your relationship completely. But anyway, yeah, I still have them, Spooky Mango. Yes, I do. And one day we're gonna Spooky Mango, you have to remind me though to take out the box. There's no music, Kira, because I get distracted so easily. And if I want to talk if I want to say the story and make it make sense without dragging on, I have to not get distracted. So the music is part of the distraction, girl. So back at that time, okay, let me think, girl. Let me think. Hold on, I'll write each other letters. Back at that time, my mom, she definitely saw that we were still kind of holding on to each other. And she would tell me, what's up with you and this guy? Why can't you let him go? Why can't you forget about him? You know, there's so many guys out over here that you can, you know, meet up. Because she would tell me, go out. Do something. Because I would always be in my room. I'm like, Mom, I don't want to. I don't want to. And this happened for like months and months. She would try to like tell me like, get with the military guy or get with someone who's going to provide for you, to take you out and all these things. I was like, that's what you want. I was like, I don't want those things. Well, anyway, and of course, you know, you have like doubt, like, is he talking to other girls, this and that and the other. But because for whatever reason in my mind, I felt like my birdie's putting in this effort to write my letters, to write me back. He would text me back fast. You know, he would skate so far and wide to like get my package to me every week or whatever. Like the effort was there completely that I had no reason to have those trust issues. You know what I mean? And but I guess my mistake in the beginning of everything is because I'm so transparent with my bird, I would tell him what my mom would say. I'm like, yeah, my mom said this. I should get with the military guy and this and that and the other. And of course it would bother him. Like, what's your mom's problem? Like, why can't she just like relax? I'm like, you know what I mean? And yeah, Birdie, do you have anything to say at this point?
I like you and I love you and I'll see you later.
Okay. He's leaving. It's because he's lingering, so I can't like him. He's lingering. And then I'll tell you the rest. I'm just kidding.
What about that we were so in love?
We were so in love. I was telling them, I told them the truth, Birdie. I told them the cold hard truth.
About what?
That we were active. And not to let, if your young ones are saying, no, Mom, I'm not. Girl, they are. We aren't. Yes, you are.
Yeah, especially the girls.
Yeah, the girls. I can't lie about that, girl.
The girls are the bad ones.
The girls are the aggressors. I'm going to say that for sure, girl. Like, when I was younger, shoot. Like, I was telling you just yesterday. I was doing like a tita. Brrr, like, rubbing my butt, but like, brrr.
I don't know. But it was great times. The story's true. I love you, babe.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I love you, Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
See you later, kid.
Mm-hmm. Text you. If I don't text you, I'm busy.
Okay.
Okay, like you.
You better text me.
I will.
Even if you're busy.
Yeah, I will. Okay. Drive safely. Okay. Okay. Anyway. Okay, do we have any questions, girl? I dream to have like love like that. Aw, girl. I started at 18. I wanted to wait until marriage, but it didn't work out. Oh yeah, like I was saying, girl, if you're a mom of teens, like I'm not, mom. BS. I love you. Bye. Okay, girl. Okay, I kind of want to tell him this part, girl. Okay, so, and best believe, girl, when I was over there in Florida, there was other like dudes, obviously, like trying to like hit me up or whatever. But I love Bird. I loved him. I was like, no, I'm, I have my Bird. I just don't want him to hear because he's gonna be like, what? So don't say anything. But yeah, girl, like there'd be like guys out there like trying to like pick me up or whatever, and I'm like, no, like I'm with someone or whatever. So and then also my mom didn't help on the other side, like trying to coerce me to get with a military guy. I'm like, I don't want to. So anyway, so there was just a lot of like things happening, and I'm pretty sure, honestly, girl, I don't know this cold hard truth. I wasn't there, but if it happened to me, or if I was getting like, those invitations to like hang out, I guess, like with another dude or whatever that wasn't my Bird, I can only say or only speculate that maybe my birdie did as well. I don't know. I don't know those things. But because our bond was so strong and he never gave me any doubt to think otherwise, and same thing, like I was like, nah, thanks, but no thanks. I had friends, in my classes, and we would like, go back and forth and like play with each other, like in a sense, we're like, shut up, dude, like, you shut up, you know what I mean? But that's where it ended, like that, and I never carried on to lunch or hey, let's text all day, like I was very much occupied with my Bird. So that happened throughout the year, and because my mom and I would have those conversations, almost arguments, like, what is your problem? Like, just leave this guy, break up with him. I was like, I don't want to. And then I'm like, and we would get like ugly, and I would tell her, I'm leaving. Like, as soon as I turn 18, I'm leaving your house. I don't want to be here anymore. I hate it here, She's like, you're not going anywhere. Like, who do you think you are? Like, you'll never survive in this world. Like, you'll never survive, and I have worries for you and all these things. I'm like, yeah, whatever, right? And so it was very much that, girl. So in a calm time between my mom and I, one of the days, she and her husband, they asked me to come downstairs, because remember, my room was upstairs. Like, come downstairs. So I went downstairs one day, and this was a few months before my graduation. The few months, so many months had passed, right? From when you start school in August or September. So September, October, November, December, January, it was my birthday, February, March, April, May, June. Like, it was like around my birthday, I'm going to say. It was like around my birthday. So like 3 or 4 months before I graduated, my mom and her husband told me, like, they asked me to go downstairs, and they said, you really like this guy, right? Like, yes. Like, why? And my mom was like, okay, because I kept threatening. Like, I kept threatening. I keep threatening, but I kept telling her, I'm leaving. As soon as I turn 18, I'm driving. I don't know how, but I'm going to freaking get out of here. I'm not going to be here anymore. I freaking hate it here, right? It was very much known. Because we just, like, we were just get at each other. My mom and I always fighting all the time. And so, and like physically too, and not just like by words, like verbally, like we would get each other by the hair and like get all crazy. But anyway. On a good note, my mom was like, I'm going to make you a deal. I said, okay. I was like, what? She's like, you can invite your boyfriend here. She's like, invite him to Florida. Let him stay here so I can meet him. Because you're so gung-ho on this guy. And I want to know who in the heck you're talking to or what. Because I guess she figured out that I'm not going anywhere. But the catch was that I couldn't leave. She's like, you can't leave. You have to do college here. You have to stay here. And you have to go to UFC or whatever. University of Florida College. I think it UFC? UCF? I don't know. And I was like, okay. I don't know what I said exactly, to be honest with you, girl. Because I was like over 15 years ago or 15 years ago. But I was like, okay, like whatever, you know what I mean? Like whatever you say, yeah, whatever. And so, like, I quickly ran up to my room and I called my Birdie, and I texted him, like, Birdie, I have good news, And he's like, what? I was like, my mom says that she wants to meet you, that she'll have you here, right? And my Birdie, remember, my Birdie is 16 when I met him. He was 16. So at this time, he's 17 now at this time. 17 when I met when I'm talking to my bird on the phone. I'm like, my mom says that you can come over to Florida, like all this stuff. He's like, really? I said, yes. Like, that's what she said. So, girl, that motivated my bird. Hold on. Let me spray my face. That motivated my bird to get a job. You know, he's like, okay. And so my Birdie got a job, like, and that's when he'll tell you his side of the story or whatever. But that's where his brother his brother and his dad a little bit. He doesn't have a really close relationship with his dad, but at that time, I think they were on a little bit more talking terms. He told his brother and his dad, like, I want to see this girl, or maybe, I don't know, I want to get a job, basically, help me do it or whatever. So, yeah, sure enough, like, my Brady put in applications, and, you know, the dad, you know, talked to a few people. Maybe, I don't know, he'll tell you that side. But my Brady got a job, right? And he was 17 years old, right? I'll never forget. I wasn't there to see it. But he's like, Brad, I got a job. So, and he got a bank account. His mom, you know, him and his mom went on the bus to go to Wells Fargo to open up his bank account because he was going to be getting direct deposit. So for literally, girl, my Birdie has always been a saver. He's always been super saver. Like, he could put it away and forget it even exists. And so that's what happened. He would work. You know, I would call him, like, maybe I have to work today. Like, okay, I love you, you know. He would work and we would talk at certain times. But my Birdie has never been tech savvy either. He doesn't know how to work a computer very well. And he's learning through the years. But because he's always been outside, like skating, that he would ditch school. Oh, I didn't even get to that part, girl. When we were together, he would ditch to be with me, to have my lunch, because we had A lunch, B lunch when we were together. But anyway, guys, that's another story. So he would ditch all the time, right? So he never, like, he wasn't really book smart. And he would give me the password. He's like, babe, like, set me up. He's like, set me up. I have my card. Get in there and do the username and password and all the things. So for every, like, de vez en cuando, my bird's like, okay, how much do I have saved? I'm like, okay, Bird, you have 1,000 saved. He's like, okay. And he wouldn't buy much, right? He would still go to school, after school, go to where he worked, work, come home, and then the same thing the next day, you know? So after a few months, he had, like, thousands. He had, like, because he didn't spend at all, nothing. You know, not on his mom, not on his family, you know what I mean? And maybe he should have. And maybe now that I'm thinking about it, you know, he could have maybe. And maybe he did, I don't know. But I just saw that he was saving seriously. And so when my mom, like, reapproached me, you know, later on in time, she's like, how's everything going along? Like, how are you and your boyfriend? I'm like, we're good. Like, he's going to be here, like, on this day. Or we're planning on for him to be here on this day. And I think I caught her by surprise. I don't know, girl. That one, I have no clue, because I was so excited that my mom allowed him to come over. And my Brady was doing the efforts to make money to get here, to see me, you know? So... when the time came, I looked up the Greyhound tickets, girl, because he went on the Greyhound bus. I looked up the Greyhound tickets, girl, and he's like, buy the tickets. I said, okay. So I got into, like, it, and I put in his card, and I did all the things. So, yeah, so he had his Greyhound ticket. His Greyhound ticket, and in the meantime that I was, like, talking to my mom or what have you, she and her husband, because he's military, right, or he is still military, I guess military have, like, a special VIP, or they have, like, a special discount for going to places like SeaWorld or Disneyland, or I don't know what it was. But my mom got tickets for Disneyland, right? And she's like, hey, well, we're going to go to Disneyland. And it was the very first year that we were able, like, to do stuff, because I'm telling you, we came from humble beginnings. Like, we didn't start doing fun stuff until my mom married this husband of hers at the time. And he, of course, was a military sergeant major in the Army. So, of course, we're like, oh, okay, my mom likes to do all this stuff for us, which is great. I loved it. So, anyway, so she was like, if he comes on these days, he can come with us to Disneyland. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, sure enough, it was set and planned. It was all planned, right? So the tickets were bought. The time was coming, right, for him to show up in Florida. In the meantime, however, for me, prom was coming up. For me, all these senior activities were coming up and so forth. So since I didn't really have that many friends, I was like, what am I going to do, girl? You know what I mean? And so luckily, I got very lucky in a sense where I had this class, and it was my environmental science class. And I'm telling you, at this time, I was a super big nerd. I liked science. I love math. Anyway, I like reading. And so I still do, but I haven't done math in a long time. But anyway, Miss Lewandowski, her name was Miss Lewandowski for my environmental science class. I love that class so much that I stole the textbook. But anyway, that's another topic. Miss Lewandowski's class was so much fun, and I got along with the students really well. Like, they were super cool, girl. So when, on free time or whatever, they were talking about what are we gonna do for prom, all this stuff, like we're gonna get a limo, we're gonna put in for a hotel after the prom so we can hang out and all this stuff. And I heard we're gonna put in for a hotel after the prom so we can hang out and all this stuff. And I heard all the, and that's where I was like, can I join you guys? Can I join? Can I join in? Can I tag along, And there was girls and guys in the group. It was a big group, a big group. When they're all together, there's a huge group. But a part of the group, the main ones, I guess, the popular ones or whatever, were in that class. And I was like, can I join you guys? Can I go with you guys? After the whole year. So they already knew who I was. They knew I sat in the very front with my books. They knew I was a bookworm, I was like, can I join you guys? In all transparency, come on, And they're like, yeah, sure. So I ended up tagging along with them. And so, yeah, sure enough, throughout time or whatever, one of the main guys, his name was Brandon. He's like, yeah, my mom's going to get the limo. Just give me the money on this day or whatever. I'm like, okay. And in the meantime, telling my mom, Mom, I'm going to have my prom and all these things. And so we looked online for a not very expensive dress. But girl, I had no idea that prom dresses are long. They're long, I guess. Because when it came down to prom, girl, I was the only one with a short skirt. I had a short skirt. One that went up to here, went up to, and all the other girls had long ball gowns. I was like, oh, did I not get the memo? I don't know. Because all the pictures I have my short dress on, everyone has long ball gowns. I'm like, oops. Anyway. So yeah, girl. So anyway. So during that time, prepping for prom or whatever, my birdie starts getting really jealous. Super jealous, girl. At this time, this is May, June. This is in June. He starts getting you're talking to other guys. I'm like, no, I'm not. Why do you say that? He's like, why would you be going to prom? He's like, why are you going to prom if you're not talking to another guy? He's going to take you, another guy is going to take you. I was like, no, he's not. I was like, I can't go to prom by myself. I'm not going to freaking not go to prom. What you mean? On account of you. So at that time, we were having a lot of phone arguments, phone battles. Texting back and forth, rage text, you know what I mean? You know how it is, girl. So we were rage texting for a number of days, I remember. And he starts pissing me off, girl. At this time, I realized, or I saw how obsessed my birdie is. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't want you going. I don't want you going to senior activities. I'm like, what you mean? I'm not going to not go to senior activities. You're dumb. What? And so, yeah, so it was a lot of that. So it comes down to the day of prom, girl. The day of prom, my birdie, I guess, is going crazy in his mind. He thinks I'm out with all these guys. The truth of it was, this was the cold hard truth, okay? The truth of it was, this group that I was going with, reserved a limo, or got a limo. One of the mothers reserved a spot for us to eat, off of the ocean, oceanside dining, right? She booked it. And so my mom gave me $100. She's like, here, have fun, do your thing or whatever. So there's one picture of me. that I'm curling my hair that my sister took, like with her little camera. She's like, oh, you're getting ready? And my sister's like, what? Like 8, 9, 10. She's like 9. She's like 8 or 9. My little sister, Sydney. Not Lauren, but Sydney. Lauren was still baby. She takes a picture of me, and I'm just like over here curling my hair or whatever, getting ready for that day. So my mom gives me $100, have fun, whatever. So yeah, so my friend Chelsea picks me up in her little Jeep or her little buggy. She picks me up. We go to her, did we go to her place? No, I think we went straight to prom. So I was ready in my purple dress. No, I'm lying. We went to the limo spot because we were going to go all in the limo. And yeah, like all the moms. Was my mom there? I think my mom was there because she took a picture of me. Okay, well, hold on, girl. So my mom was there. What in the shoe, girl? This dumb light. I think it turned off because it gets too hot. I think that's what it is. Oh, my light. One of my lights turned off. Anyway. This is what happens when you guys get me to tell a story time, girl. I go so into detail so bad that I make myself late. Good morning. Hi. Okay, girl. So we pulled up to the place in which the limo was there. All the moms were there taking pictures. And there's this one picture, girl, that still haunts me to today from my bird, right? So I didn't have a date, and there was this guy, Brandon. He didn't have a date. So all the parents are taking pictures of the girls, the guys in front of the limo, this and that and the other. And that's where I saw, like, all the other girls were wearing freaking ball gowns. And I'm over here in my short dress. I'm like, oops. I guess my dress was a cocktail dress, and I didn't know the difference. I didn't know. I just, like, picked whatever, you know, that was on discount or whatever my mom can afford or whatever for me. And we both didn't know the difference. I'm like, okay, dress, can it come in the mail, whatever. And, oh, I think my dress came in the mail, too. I forgot to tell you. Did it come in the mail? I think it did. Anyway, what am I getting to? Girl. Since I didn't have a date and Brandon didn't have a date, my mom, she's like, oh, go stand with him in front of the limo because his mom booked the limo. So, girl, there's a picture of me and Brandon, I'll never forget his name, in front of the limo. And, well, this picture, my birdie has seen it from time to time. And my birdie, he's like, I swear that was your boyfriend. I was like, that wasn't my boyfriend. He's like, yes, it was. He's like, yes, it was. He's like, why would you be taking a picture of him? I'm like, because my mom, like, she forced me to take a picture with him because he didn't have a date and I didn't have a date. So she forced us together just for the, like, in front of the limo or whatever. She's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, right. That was your boyfriend. You just want to admit it. Like, all this and all that. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, you're so wrong. Like, I feel like I could shake you. So that picture, girl, darn that freaking picture because it haunts me to this day. But anyway, girl. So for the day of prom, we get to that place, we leave in the limo, and we had eaten in that really nice restaurant, right? And so at that point, we were gonna go in the limo to go to prom. And so prom was super fun, girl. Prom honestly was like just like the fastest thing for me. I don't remember much. I just remember it was in a hotel in the middle of Tampa Bay, Florida. It was nice. I remember the DJ was playing like hip hop music and everyone was like, you know, on the floor and getting down and stuff. I didn't really dance that much. I remember that. Like I just remember being there. My friends were dancing and stuff, but I was just like there to be there to say I didn't miss out, you know? But anyway, let me just tell you that my bird at that time was kind of like pissing me off because he was kind of being like a little bit, like too much texting me. Too much. And by 9 o'clock, he was calling me on the phone. You know, the loud music is going. He's like, can you go outside so we can talk? I'm like, why are you calling me? Like, I'm at my prom. Like, leave me alone, you know? Like, for me, like, I was already having a good time with my friends. And so in the time that he's texting, he's like, I need to know that you're being good to me. I need to know that you're not cheating and all this stuff. I'm like, I'm not cheating, you know? He's like, how do I know? He's like, I know what happens on prom nights. Like, I know what happens. I've watched movies. Like, he was so cute, girl. Calling me, texting me, like freaking out, saying that I'm going to do it with somebody or I'm going to go somewhere to do it. I'm like, I'm not going to do it with anybody. Like, oh my gosh. He was so worried, girl. But it was a point where I told him, like, please stop calling me now, because it was just nonstop calling. Okay, I love you. Okay, I love you. Okay, hang up. Like, huh. Like, okay, 5 minutes. And like, okay, like, and then he would text me. Oh, I don't even know what he would say, girl. But he was like going off. He was going off. Girl. Going off. I have to hurry. I'm taking my sweet old time just telling my story, girl. But it's a long story, girl. This is what you wanted. Story time. So here we go. Like, going into talking about mother. You want to talk about mother. Okay, he loves you. I know, girl. He's obsessed. He's territorial. I know, girl. Yeah, right? So he was just, like, harassing me the whole time. Calling me. And, of course, I was still kind of, like, sweet. At that time, I was still sweet. I was, like, you know, I was still like, it's okay, babe. Like, I'm here. We're having a good time. Blah, 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 blah. And so, yeah, so that was that. You know, after prom or whatever, that's where I knew that my friends, like, they would do this stuff, but I never did. In high school, I never did this. You know what I mean? Maybe like once or twice, but that wasn't in Florida. No, that was in Florida once. But it was already with Bird after he had gotten there. But anyway. So this is where I discovered that one of my friends, he sold. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm learning about you. Like, but because remember, I was a big old nerd, girl. I didn't really hang out with these friends. I only hung out with him for, like, the festivities. Girl, because we still had senior breakfast. I think, like, the next day or 2 days later, we still had senior breakfast. And then we still had senior ditch day. So it was a whole week of, like, senior activities, girl, that I was a part of, as well as this friend group. Well, anyway. So, let me think. Girl, we can talk about those later. But anyway. He was freaking out the whole time, calling me, harassing me. But anyway, after prom, that's when we had went into the limo. I think the limo was done. The limo was just to take us there. I don't know, but I remember Chelsea's car distinctively. I was in her car at one point. So we were in her car driving to the hotel or whatever. And that's where I saw my friend, like, he was, like, setting up with the other friends, I guess, hanging out, or they were gonna, like, you know, do that stuff. And the girls, we were all just, like, in the car talking, like, okay, girl, like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna go to this hotel, this is where it's at, and this and that and the other. And and so we had gotten to the hotel or what have you, like, everyone got in their cars. Yeah, all cool. I'm all hanging out with the cool kids, you know, a little of me, you know. Everyone got in their cars, and I didn't have a car, not that time. Everyone got on their cars, and we rolled up to the hotel or whatever. And yeah, so, like, we all kind of sat in a circle, and the doobie was going around, right? And then passing it, like, getting all high as a kite or whatever. And my Bird's still blowing up my phone, right? At this point now, I was getting kind of upset. He's like, what are you doing? Why aren't you texting me back? Like, you're cheating and all these things. I was like, oh my gosh, you know? So at this point, I'm getting pissed. So at this point, I'm texting him, like, please stop. Like, you're annoying me. You're ruining my night. I was like, this that you're doing, just constantly, like, where are you? Hello. Like, you're not answering. You're cheating. I'm like, I'm not cheating. You're just annoying me. And so I told him, I'm like, you're ruining my night. Like, please stop. You're ruining my night. And no, girl, like, he wouldn't stop. He was calling me. He's like, why do you want me to stop? Like, why don't you want to talk to me? I'm like, I can't enjoy my prom opportunity or my prom moment when I'm on the phone with you. Like, I can't enjoy what's happening or me being in the moment with my friends if I'm in the corner trying to talk you off the ledge kind of thing, you know? I was like, please leave me alone. I'm not cheating. I'm here with my friends. We're trying to hang out, but it's uncomfortable having these.
It's 8:03 a.m.
Having these conversations. Why are you late? My thing is freaking late. So I'm telling you it's 8:03. All late. 3 minutes. Girl, if I was relying on you, shoot. My cake would be all burned. Anyway, girl. So what was I saying? Girl, what was I saying? He was just pissing me off, girl, the whole time. And so by this time, I had to get nasty and tell him, please leave me alone or else I'm going to turn the phone off. So yeah, girl, sure enough, I turned the phone off. I was like, this is it. The phone's coming off, turning off. Turn the phone off, girl. Ooh, forget it. Anyway. So yeah, girl, in the meantime, the phone was off. I was, like, smoking my doobie, like, in peace with my friends, laughing and just laughing, girl. Laughing about the dumbest things and just being, you know, high school people that just, you know, just got out of their prom, just enjoying prom. And so, girl, yeah, so the guys ended up like separating. And that's very much what it was, girl. The guys hung out with the guys, the girls hung out with the girls. It was no friskiness, no weirdness. They were all very much like very adult-ish. Like that's why me tocó, like I got lucky, me tocó suerte, that these individuals that I stuck with, they were with it. Like they had fun. We all had fun. There was no drinking involved. There was smoking involved, yes. But girl, who didn't smoke at that time? Like at any time, girl. So yeah, so the next day, well, we ended up like just getting real baked. And yeah, like I knocked out, girl, because of course I'm like an innocent person. So I knocked out and I felt safe with my friends or whatever. And yeah, sure enough, the next day, you know, woke up and we're all, you know, like, oh, you know, still with our dresses on or still with our hairs all like done up in our pin curls or makeup still like lash falling off or whatever. And so, what was I saying? So I turned on my phone, girl. I turned on the phone. Oh, girl. I had so many phone calls, so many missed messages. My birdie was pissed, right? So, of course, I called my mom. Hey, mom, like, I survived or whatever. Like, here I am. Like, okay, like, we'll see you later. Like, all right, whatever. And so, yeah, my friend Chelsea, she wakes up and she's like, hey, girl, you ready for me to take you home? Like, yeah. So she takes me or whatever. In the meantime, I'm like I know I'm in trouble with Bird. He's like, why didn't you answer my phone calls? Why are you doing, he kept saying, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? I was like, what do you mean, bro? Like, why are you doing this to me? I'm like, do you not understand that this is my opportunity to enjoy my prom? Like, what don't you get? You know, he's like, you're not understanding my side. You're not getting my side. So my birdie, whenever we argue, and you'll never probably see that side of him because, of course, I'm going to record us, you know, in our moments of getting upsetness. But my birdie, he's very animated when he argues. He gets loud. He like raises arms, you know, before. Not so much now. Ya se calmó, thank goodness. That's what I'm saying. Like, thank the Holy Spirit for working in him. But before, he used to blow up, girl, like nobody's business. So very hot-headed, I guess. He still is, but, you know, working actively to overcome that. But girl, he was upset. He's like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, why are you doing this to me? Like, I'm like, you're freaking crazy. Like, you're freaking psycho. Like, who acts like this? You know? He's like, you had me going crazy over here thinking this, that, and the other. And then even to this day, when we go through my prom pictures, he's like, I'm like, what? He's like, how do I know? He's like, how do I know that you didn't cheat? How do I know? I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, he's never going to freaking live it down. I'm like, can you stop? Anyway. So girl, yeah, like if we ever go through prom pictures and I'm living, he's gonna be making like, like how do I know? Like bet. Anyway, girl. So that was prom. Let's fast forward a month later, girl. A month later, after senior breakfast, after senior ditch day, and we'll talk about those another day, girl, because it's gonna be the world's longest story in the world. Girl, it's gonna be the longest story in the world, girl, but we'll talk about those another day. Anyway, what's the next step? I'm just gonna leave my eyes like this. I think they look cute. I think they're okay, girl. We'll just leave them like this. Anyway, a month later, it's the time in which my birdie's gonna come, right? So I'm back at home, you know, I'm still in Florida, back at home in my room. And I know the day's approaching that my bird is gonna come. So, of course, I start, like, fixing up my bed or fixing up my room. And I didn't really have much. My room was very much minimalistic back at that time. I only had my futon in which I slept in and my TV and no other piece of... Oh, I had my sewing machine because back at that time I used to sew. So I had my sewing machine. I'm telling you, I've always been really craftsy. But I had my sewing machine, right? So I had my sewing machine. I'm telling you, I've always been really craftsy. But I had my sewing machine, right? So I would have nothing else. And it was time for my birdie to arrive. So at that time, I think it was... I had already graduated high school. Okay, I'm like skipping so much time. I'm skipping so much, girl. What I'm skipping is senior breakfast. I'm skipping senior ditch day. I'm skipping when I got a car. Because I got a car at this time. I had a little Nissan. No, not Nissan. A Dodge Neon. I had a Dodge Neon as my first car. And had a little Dodge Neon. So I'm skipping all that, girl. So just know that I have a car at this point. It's my little car. So it's the time in which it's time to pick up my bird, right, from the Greyhound. And he had already been traveling for hours, like 14 hours, I think, the stops. I don't know. But he had been traveling far and wide to get to me. So my mom was not home. My stepdad was not home. My sister, she was like a little girl, 8 or 9, was home. I would take care of her, right? And Lauren was at the babysitters or with
You have 20 minutes left.
or with a woman that would take care of her or whatever. So it was just me and Sydney. And so me and Sydney, I put on my Wu-Tang shirt because back at the time, can you guys still see me? Yeah, you guys can still see me. Back at that time, my birdie, and even still today, but more so like at that time, he likes Wu-Tang Clan. I don't know if you guys know who the Wu is, the Wu-Tang. He liked the Wu-Tang. So because whatever he liked, I liked because I was girlfriend. So in those boxes that we would send each other stuff, he sent me an old Wu-Tang shirt that didn't fit him anymore. It was a size small. So for that day, I decided to wear my Wu-Tang shirt. Like, oh, I'm going to wear my Wu-Tang shirt. The one my Brady got me. And I told Sydney, okay, Sydney, we're going to go pick up my boyfriend. Let's go. And I'm also skipping the part where I learned how to drive. I learned how to drive when I was 18. So I'm skipping so much. In that year, I learned how to drive. I got a car. I got a job at Justice, the clothing store for young girls. I got a job there, girl. So I had my little job. I had my little car. By the time that my birdie was meeting with me. So there we go, picking him up, girl. And keep in mind, I haven't seen him in months, 10 months. I haven't seen him in 10 months, at least. So I didn't know what to expect, right? All I knew was that I was picking him up and he was going to stay with us for a while, at least a month. And in the time that he was going to stay with us, my mom was going to take him and us as kids to Disneyland, or her husband was going to take us to Disneyland. So girl, it was a whirlwind. It was a good year actually, but it was a whirlwind because all these things are happening. My birdie's going to come, and when he's here, we're going to go do something as a family. We're going to do something. So they're going to get to know him, right? They're going to see, and he's going to see my family for the very first time. And what's crazy is, girl, that he hadn't met my mom yet. He was traveling far and wide to a place that he had no idea. He didn't know where he was going to stay. He didn't know who he was meeting. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend, long distance relationship for 10 months. And before that, we were together for only a few months. But in the time that we were together in those few months, we were already active sexually, and we were waiting for each other for the whole 10 months or 9 months, and we would talk every day, send each other packages, be very much on the phone, that phone relationship, right? But he bought tickets when I told him my mom wanted to meet him, and he was more than welcome to stay if he can get there. I guess my mom, I don't know if she was testing him or testing us, but she opened that window, or she opened that opportunity, and my bird took it. He was like, all right, I'm going to get a job. Like, okay, this is it, right? To get to me. Saving money. Got the ticket, because I'm savvy on the computer. He's like, okay, bird, get the ticket. Like, okay, I got the ticket. Like, here's the info. It's going to be at the station when you get there, whatever, right? So anyway. Yeah, so can you imagine your young man, your husband, or your boy, your son, whatever, travels to a place. I can only imagine what his mom felt. So on his side, his mom was asking him, like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, are you sure you want to travel? Like, all this. And she was afraid. She's like, I'm not going to see my son again. Because she would even tell me. She's like, oh, estaba bien preocupada that she was never going to see him again, right? And so she was worried. She's like, oh, I'm never going to see my son. What if something happens to him? But her son, my bird, our friend, Birdie, he was determined, right? He was like, I'm going to go see my girl, right? I've been waiting this whole time. So, yeah, he traveled on the bus. The mom and her boyfriend at the time waited with him. And the boyfriend at the time got him a suitcase. He's like, all right. He's like, you're going to go see this girl? All right. I support it. So the mom, my suegra's boyfriend at the time, got my Brady a suitcase. Nothing fancy, but something so he can put his things in to support him. Lo apoyó. you know, to see his girl, because he believed in love. And let me tell you a little bit of a backstory on his name. Is Aranda, his last name. Mr. Aranda, he was dating, you know, my suegra. He was dating my bird's mom. But his backstory was that he lost his wife, his previous wife, to cancer. Something like that. Like, she had cancer and he was heartbroken. And he very much made it very known to all of us. Like, that's my first wife. That's my first love. Google, stop. And you know, of course, you know, what can you say or what? You know, he would be like, that's the love of my life. I loved her so much. And he would drive around and still have her picture in his car, even though like my suegra was there and everybody, you know, we were all like in the car, but her picture was right there, right? And that's like, aw. So that's like kind of like a little bit of, I think, why he lo apoyó. You know, he supported my bird. He's like, you're gonna go for love. You're gonna go, like, all right, I support you. Like, I'll help you get to her. So yeah, so he drove the mom, because the mom didn't drive, and my birdie. He bought him the suitcase, and then they drove in his car to the Greyhound, and they waited. Like, they had missed the first one, like, oh, we missed it. So they waited for like an hour, and the mom was like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, are you sure it's worth it? My bird's like, yes, I'm gonna go see my girl. So yeah, so he gets on the bus, 14 hours. I don't know how many hours, girl, hours on the bus, okay, to go see me or whatever, you know, eating burritos or whatever his mom packed him. How cute. And he had his debit card, his Wells Fargo card that he had known that he was saving money on. And my bird, to be a young man, 17, he was 17, to travel across the country. That's what I'm telling you. Like, our love story is so long. Like, oh my goodness. Thank you, Breeby. The love story of us is so long. But it's a story worth telling, girl. It's a story worth telling. But just imagine, like, your son or your husband travel so long. And at that time, you know, no smartphone. It wasn't like, you know, he had a smartphone. We could FaceTime. It was none of that. So the day had already arrived. I had my Wu-Tang shirt on. My stepdad wasn't home. My mom wasn't home. My little sister was in her room. My sister's always been really, like, reserved. Sydney, that's how she's always been. Like, very quiet, very reserved. That's why, like, now, you know, I respect her, that she's just very quiet and calm. And that's just how she is, and I love that about her. I'm the hyped one. Where's my toilet paper? I'm the hyped one. I'm the one that gets all hysterical. My sister's the more calmadilla one. But anyway. When I picked him up, girl, like, I walked in and I'm like looking around and I'm like, where is he? Like, I'm here too. Like, where are you? And I saw him like approaching me and he went in for a hug. I didn't recognize him. That's the cold hard truth of it. I hadn't seen him. We haven't FaceTimed. I didn't recognize who he was. Like, I didn't recognize his face. Like, I remembered it from pictures and from what I see. But when he approached me and hugged me, and he was hugging me and kissing me and holding me like this, I was like, I don't recognize him. Like, I forgot how much of a bigger person he is to me. Like, all these things are going through my mind when he's like, oh, I miss you. I love you. He's like, I'm finally here. Like, oh my gosh, you know? And that's the cold hard facts of it. Like, I know it sounds really horrible. But in a moment of transparency and, you know, me being very honest and open about what it was, that's how I felt. I felt like, who is this guy? Physically, I know him, but I hadn't seen him. And so I can only imagine, like, that's how I bet, you know, maybe like military women feel, or I'm sorry, like the military wives, when they don't see their significant other for months and months and months because he's out doing a special operation. Or special, you know, special ops or whatever, that they don't get to see each other because it's very top secrets. Because that does happen, girl. With my mom and her husband, he would go off. Because we were together for 15 years, remember? He's like, I can't tell you where I'm at. He's like, special ops. Like, oh, okay. Like, that's all he could say. Like, okay, bye. Anyway, so I can only imagine. Like, that's how military women feel, or their wives. Like, oh, like her husband's coming home. Like, that's how you look. That's you? Yeah, so I had that going through my mind, like, this is him. But after, like, the first 5 minutes of, like, you? Just kidding. After the first 5 minutes of, like, getting to know his face again, it was all love, girl. It was all love. And that's where, when I picked him up, that's where we really got to know each other. We stayed together for a while, right, at my house. But that very first day, I asked him, I'm like, are you hungry? I'm like, you want to get Sonic burgers, like the drive-through? And that's where my bird's like, okay. But that's when I discovered that my bird had never been through a drive-through. His mom, I'm telling you, his mom is so traditional. She would cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner for him. You know, they would take the bus to go to places. And he was getting teary-eyed just yesterday talking about it. He's like, my mom, he's like, she's a badass. And I'm like, tell me. And he's like, my mom would carry...
10 minutes left.
His mom didn't have a car. She would travel with the food of groceries from the store all the way to their house. My birdie would carry like the milk or something, and his sister as a little girl would carry something, and the mom carried all the bolsotas from the grocery store in the bus, sometimes even doing a transfer of buses, waiting with the mandado, with the kids, you know, all the way home, carrying it home, girl. So he was getting choked up. He's like, my mom is a straight G. He's like, my mom, and she is a straight G. Those moms out there who do it like that, girl, shoot, we got to give them credit, because that's hardcore. Like, you don't see that a lot, or at least we don't pay attention to that a lot. It still happens every day, and it still happens in different countries for sure, no doubt, especially since we live I live right here, you know, in the border city. We still see it every day. But it's just those like little things that he's like, my mom's a badass. But anyway, what was the whole point? I was going to say a point. What was the whole point to my story, girl? Oh my gosh, I'm losing my train of thought. I was doing so good. I was doing so good. The mom, he got there that first day. Oh yeah. So I'm like, you want to get Sonic? And he's like, okay. Like, well, you know, so I pulled up to the drive-thru, and that's right. He told me, he's like, I've never had drive-thru before. I was like, you've never had drive-thru before? He's like, He's like, he's like, his mom doesn't drive, remember? Like, his mom, how could she? How could they have gone through drive-thru, you know? He's like, I've eaten, like, drive-thru food, like, when my friends' moms, like, they bring it, you know, like, McDonald's for her, her son, and for her friend's son, which was him. He's like, but I've never gone through a drive-thru before. Like, I don't know what to do, or how do I order? And so that's where it was kind of like, I like that about him. I like that he had humble beginnings. I like that he wasn't like all pretty boy or all like hoity-toity, or he thought that he was better than everybody. That always attracted me as a person to him from the beginning. He's humble. He comes from humble beginnings. So like the things that he, I guess, sees now, or the things that he talks about now, you know, he appreciates, obviously, like his mom, like walking miles and miles and miles and miles and miles with the groceries. He's like, dang, he's like, who do you know does that? Like, not that many people. Like, exactly. He's like, my mom did. We did, you know? And so that's why I love my bird. But anyway, I was like, oh. So that's what I'm trying to say, is that we got to know each other in those first couple of weeks, I guess, of living together, how we came from. And so that's what he thought. He's like, you guys have money. He's like, you guys are rich. You guys come from money. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, it's him. It's not me. It's not my mom. It's him. You know, we're just cool like that, I guess. You know, like because my mom's husband, Lauren's dad, he was always been very generous, like taking us out to eat, you know, to have a good time. But anyway, girl, my birdie didn't meet my mom until later that day. My birdie didn't meet him until later that day. He met Sydney right away because she was with me. Like, hi, I'm Sydney. Like, hello. And she was 9. She was 8 or 9. Okay, girl, let me focus. Good morning. Eyeliner, mascara, lashes. Okay, right here. Lashes. Sorry, girl. I know today's story time has been super long. But, girls, you guys wanted a story time from the beginning when I got on the video. Got on today's live. So, girl, you guys want a story time? You got a story time. Like the world's longest story time. Let me know how you like it so far, girl. Hold on, let me focus. Eyeliner. What'd I say? Mascara. Lashes. Lipstick. Forget the hair. The hair will do it later. Hair is already done. You just need to fix it. Yeah. Anyway. I know the story time's extra long. I know. You're like, girl, I can listen to you all day. Girl. Can I tell you a secret and you won't tell anybody? Between you and all 500 of us? The very first day that my birdie and I, like, we got together, girl, we pounced on each other. Me, more so. I pounced on him. I'm like, I've been waiting for you to get here, you know? So I pounced. So every time, like, I tell my birdie, like, Birdie, remember? Like, you know, that first day we pounced on each other. He's all, shh, Birdie. I'm like, what? It's the truth. My birdie's always all hush, hush. But actually, I'll say it from the mountaintops. I pounced on him.
5 minutes.
But yeah, girl, so we did it that very first day. And then later on he met my mom. I'm just being very honest and open, girl. So I'm telling you, if you have young ones and they're swearing up and down that they're not thinking about it or it hasn't happened yet, you know, you can tell. Like, as a mother, as a family member, I'm pretty sure you can tell in your gut instinct. But if you can't tell, girl, don't be so gullible on your children. Don't be gullible, girl. Like, they're gonna figure out one way or another. I'm telling you from experience, girl, don't be so gullible. Like, these kids will figure out a way, even at school or even at places that you didn't think. Girl. Oh, my phone's gonna die. Hold on, my phone's gonna die. Hold on, girl. My phone might die. Where's my charger? My phone might die. Hold on. What the heck? Oh, I need to pee. Oh, hold on, girl. I'm all over the place. Oh, I could use this one, actually. Ay, Amanda. Hold on, girl. My phone's gonna die. Let me hurry. Let me beat the clock. Beat the clock. I have to go to the restroom, too, so we're gonna take a little break, girl. Go drink your water. Cliffhanger. I know, right? Cliffhanger. He's hanging from a cliff. Can't hold on much longer. Cliffhanger. He's hanging from a cliff. Can't hold on much longer. Every day, right? Cliffhanger. Okay, there we go. Okay, girl, we're back. I'm gonna have to leave soon, girl. I'm gonna have to leave you hanging. Lady Marilyn! What do you do, girl? Love you. I know, right? We're all left hanging, all 500 of us. You're gonna have to stay tuned tomorrow, girl, because there's a lot more to tell. I'm barely getting to the part where Birdie meets my mom. So, yeah, so where did I leave off? Okay, so Birdie, after we did it, or what have you, you know what's so embarrassing? Let me tell you something. My mom has always been kind of like nasty. Because me and Sydney as young girls, we saw my mom with like a lot of guys, right? Because she was looking for her guy. She was looking for a partner, someone to like be with or whatever. So
You only have 1 minute left.
my mom would always be like, especially in front of my little sister Sydney, because she would be like, Mom, stop. And my mom would go, like pretending like to be annoying and like not proper, like inappropriate. And so my mom's always been very inappropriate, I guess I should say. That's the right word I'm trying to say. So, girl, put a pin in that conversation. One of the days in which we got down to eat breakfast, we came down, my Brady and I, because he would come down with me, right? Like, hello. He's staying with us. My mom was like, or Jay, or I don't know who it was, her husband. They were like, we heard you guys last night. And I'm like, no, you didn't. And she's like, yeah, I did. I'm like, I couldn't tell if she was lying. I was like, you're lying. And she's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yes, you are. You wouldn't be so nonchalant. Like, you wouldn't be so cavalier, I don't think. Or, like, so blasé about it. I think you would, like, make a whole show. I don't know. That's kind of odd. That was kind of weird. I'm like, what? Because, girl, I knew for sure. Like, I had to shut up because... But at the same time, I was already, like... At that time, I was 18 already. So my mom, I mean, what's she going to say? I don't know. But she was like, you invited him over. So, girl, what you think we're going to do, you know? Anyway. So, the time in which my Birdie meets my mom... Jay was already there at the house, and the husband. I keep saying his name. The husband was already there at the house or what have you, and we were gonna meet at Chili's. I remember my bird has never gone out to eat. He's never gone drive-through, so this is like a whole culture shock. Not only the place, it's all green. It's all like, I'm like, I know. And he's like, oh, it's really humid here and all these things. And then drive through the very first day and then going out to eat. So he had never done these things. So for sure, my bird's like, what is going on? Anyway. So we were going to Chili's. And he's like, how do I order? What do I do? I'm like, you just look at the menu and you like pick out what you want. And he's like, I can get anything? And he's like, well, I'll pay. Like, no. Like, just relax. Calm down. Pick your meal and then we'll decide that later, My bird, he's all like trying all hard. Aww. So we're sitting at the table and my mom still hadn't gotten there yet. So you can only imagine like the agony that my bird's going through. He had met my stepdad, which my stepdad's cool. He's always been really cool. Just like he rats me out for everything that I do to my mom, like a big tattletale. But other than that, he was pretty cool. Girl, where does the word tattletale come from? Tattletale. Like, you better not tattle. Why is it called tattletale? Anyway. Girl, we're gonna have to put a pin in this conversation. I have to leave soon. Girl. So I'm gonna put a pin here. You have to remember what we left off at. We left off at I already messed it up. At when Birdie is meeting my mom for the very first time. I always assume it was meant for telling story meaning. Title telling? I'll remember Chili's. Yeah, Chili's. Remember Chili's? That's where they met. He met my stepdad first. Only the agony. Like, oh, I'm going to meet her. So remember this for tomorrow, girl. So come back tomorrow for the rest of the story. We do Get Ready With Me's Monday through Thursday here on the TikTok and on Friday on YouTube, girl. If you're not in the know, get in the know. It's super fun here. Did you know that? Did you know it's super fun here? Girl, yesterday I wrote to a new bestie. Her name is Brianna Moore. I wrote her a card. She should be getting it in the mail. As well as all you guys who ordered something from over the weekend, girl, or the besties who won the festivities. They should be getting their packages. What's today? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. By either Friday, Saturday, or Monday of next week. All the individuals who won the festivities so far will be getting their packages starting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week. Or this week. Friday, Saturday, or Monday of next week. Those are going out today. Girl, so join the Pen Pal Club. Miss Olga Espitia on the Discord chat group that we have with all 400 of us. She suggested, or she put an idea out there to do a book club. If you guys are interested, get on the chat.
Time's up. Time to go.
On Discord. And it says chat with my Bestie Boo crew. If you go on the link tree, it says chat with my Bestie Boo crew. That's us. The Bestie Boo crew is us, girl. But yeah, girl, stay tuned for tomorrow. We can get back at it, girl. The thing is, I have to not have music on because I get distracted so easily, especially if I talk so much. Try to make this eye even to the other eye. It's all wonky. One of them's like more higher than the other. Don't notice. Don't notice that. I'll just look at everybody to the side. Not straight on, because then they'll be able to tell. Like Reese Witherspoon Book Club. Oh, I'm gonna miss it. I work all early. Oh, you're gonna miss it. Yeah, the lashes. Oh yeah, the lashes will cover it. Yeah, girl, you're gonna miss it, girl. But it's okay. I keep saying I'm gonna record these and put them on the YouTubes, girl. I'll do that today. I'll put this over here so I can take it. Also, for lunch, we're gonna be reading this book for lunchtime, girl. It's called God's Plan for Your Marriage. It's a very good book. I already got emotional like 3 times reading it because it's so good. And that doesn't necessarily mean for, you know, anyone who is getting married soon. It can be for everybody. Everybody who is looking to have a relationship with somebody else, girl. Another person. That book is a good one, especially if you're trying to center your relationship with God and so forth. It's just incorporating, and it talks about, let me tell you a little bit about the story right now. Right now I'm reading about, it talks about how Adam, it talks a little bit where I left off. Adam was made from dust. Eve was made from the rib of Adam. God had created the human person on the 6th day of creation, and Adam helped, you know, name all the animals. But that's when Adam realized, I'm the only person like myself. I'm the only one. So God put him to sleep. He put him in a deep sleep, and he worked on him. He removed a piece of rib, because remember, the woman is equal to the man. It's not high, it's not low. Took out a piece of rib and created the woman for him. So when Adam woke up, he saw the woman and he knew, that's my person. That's who I get to love. You know, he had already loved God. God had loved him, you know, but he hadn't experienced what it's like to love another person. So it talks about that. That's what I'm talking about right now. And it's just very nice because the book goes into like all these details. And it's like, oh. So after, I'm like, Brady, I'm like, you created me. He's like, yep. He's like, I got the scar to prove it. And he does have a little scar right here. He's like, I got the scar right here. I'm like, oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, so we'll talk about that at lunch, girl. So if you're cool, if you like faith, if you want to learn a little bit more, we're all learning. I'm learning, girl. I'm not, you know, I don't know nothing. I'm learning. If you want to learn with me, lunchtime live will be today, girl. So make sure to put your notifications on so that whenever we do go lunchtime live, you're well aware, well informed, and you can stay tuned, and we'll talk about a different genre of stuff. We'll talk about different things. Fun stuff, but different things. All right, girl, I'm going to leave now so I can actually put my clothes on. But I love you. No, story time's going to be for tomorrow, because I'll get confused with the other things I want to talk about, and we're just going to keep the story time for tomorrow morning, and the lunchtime live talking about something totally different, girl. But I love you, and I hope you have a great day every day, girl. Put your best self out there no matter what, girl. I care about you. I love you, and I'm telling you, this group of people that we're here today, you know, commenting in the chat, saying good morning, saying, you know, good things, you know, talking about blessings, talking about loving each other, girl. That's what's called the Bestie Boo Crew, girl. So get on it. Get on the link tree. There's a whole bunch of things. We have a pen pal group. We have a Bible study group for new Catholics like myself that, you know, I host. We have our Discord chat group that we can say good mornings to each other and ask for well wishes and prayers and things like that for each other, girl. We have the coffee and chat coming up, girl, next Saturday, coffee and chat. So we have a bunch of things, and coffee and chat is for us to meet face to face on a Zoom call. But anyway, I gotta go. I'm gonna give you love, light, joy, and cheer in the form of bubbles. This is me sending you off with love. Signing out. I love you. See you later. Bye. Bye.